Well, Cody Townsend, pro skier, but aspiring runner.
Yeah, never pro runner. Not even amateur runner.
I'm not going to let you get away with that. I think you are solidly in the amateur runner camp, and you're actually thinking quite a lot about running these days. So I should say, welcome to Off the Couch. Did you ever think in your life you would be on a running podcast?
Never.
Okay.
Definitely not. Definitely not worthy of it, because as of 6 months ago, I would have just been on this podcast telling you how dumb running is and how much I don't like it. But I think I finally learned how to run through some training programs and some coaches this year. And after about 2 months now of running, I've really come to enjoy it.
Here's basically the deal. First of all, Cody and I literally just got off a run, walked right in, and are recording this. But this is just a bit of a teaser. And so we're going to give you a little teaser. But to be honest, it's embarrassing to say, but I've learned a lot in the last couple of days. And I'd love to have you give just a little bit of a taste of like what type of running program you are on right now, because while you say you're barely an amateur runner, you're taking this very seriously, right? So Can you tell us a little bit?
Well, for the ski project I have, the 50 project involves a lot of ski touring and a lot of climbing in mountains. My entire career was generally working on explosiveness and power, weight training and stuff like that for being a downhill performance skier, an alpine ski racer and football player. And now I'm realizing as I'm getting more into endurance, I need to start training more for that. And I started with this program, kind of self-program based on the Uphill Athlete book by Steve House last year. Had some successes with it, and then realized this year, one, I'm going to be home a lot more because of COVID, so I'll have the time to not travel. And I really needed to kind of step up my program. And I reached out to Uphill Athlete, got a coach, and have been kind of running a lot because that is a part of the program. The main thing about it for me and why I think I'm beginning to enjoy running is it's much slower than the way I used to try to run. I think we were talking about it on the trail today, is like quite often, you wouldn't walk into a gym for your first time and see the strongest guys in there with 245 plates on a barbell and bench pressing that and try to do that. You're going to hurt yourself. It's going to suck. If you get it up, you're never going to want to do that again. Yeah. And we kind of do that with running, I think, and I did that with running, where you jump in and you're like, okay, 9-minute mile, let's go do it, and then you're just huffing and puffing, and your knees hurt, and your ankles hurt, you're your tendons are tight at the day after, and you just destroy yourself. And I'd spent some time in the past trying to do that, trying to get better at running, and I just got to a point where it was I'm giving up. I really can't. I can't do this. I don't like it. It hurts, and you blame your skier knees on it. With this program, the Uphill Athlete program, which is all about zone 2 training, I've been all of a sudden upping my cadence, getting up in the 160 to 180 cadence for running and keeping my heart level in zone 2 the whole time. And end up walking a lot when you're going up hills, and then jogging when it's a little flatter, and just mixing it up. And all of a sudden, I was finding myself where I was supposed to go on a 20-minute run, and I'd be 40 minutes in, being oh, whoa, I got to turn around, and really lost and really enjoying it, just focused on your breathing and your heart rate. And now it's as I've started to improve with it, I've actually had this moment where I'm kind of enjoying this. It's been cool to kind of for the first time understand running, and I think it was because for the first time I went into the gym and just started lifting the barbell instead of trying to lift the 245s and try and just jump to the extreme level. And now I enjoy it. It's bury the ego, have more fun.
Yeah. I literally never thought of that analogy until today when we were running. And, but I hope that simple point might actually help people who hate running, think it's too hard. You always feel terrible right away. It's mellow it down, you're not ready, and let yourself train up.
For sure. I think it's just so, yeah, we just jump way too fast for beginners to get out there. And I think if more people started doing it the way I'm doing it, I think you're like, oh, that'd be a lot easier and more people would enjoy running.
Yeah.
And like I see people where you're like, yeah, I jog, and you see them on like the pavement and you can just tell they're in misery. And you're like, how do you want to do that? Like, I'm like clicking like 12-minute miles going like, like having fun, enjoying the surroundings, and you're kind of like, oh yeah, I don't need to run fast, but I'm getting a great workout. I'm enjoying being out here. Feel like I'm moving through like the environment and mountains fast, even though like the time doesn't say it or comparison doesn't say it. But you know, as they say, comparison's the thief of joy. So it's kind of like, don't compare yourself to other people, do what works for you. And I guess that's a lot of part of this training program, was finding out what my aerobic threshold was and tailoring my speed to my perfect aerobic threshold, never going above that, and just staying right underneath it for hours on end every day. And ends up, 1 year improving a lot, and 2, I'm enjoying a lot more.
Well, awesome. We got to run for now. Run for now. But I'd love to have you back on, because there's a lot of things that I think would be interesting for people to hear more of the details of how you're doing this, and how and why that was an easy run. Like, that was really easy and really nice.
Mm-hmm.
How that is supposed to prepare you to go do some big, gnarly ski mountaineering missions. I think there's a lot more that we can say along this, and you can share along this front. And anyway, on that note, hey, welcome to the world of running.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks runners. I feel like I'm doing something interesting, I guess, and I can kind of see it. But yeah, no, it'd be actually cool to almost jump on like after the winter and report on like this training program.
How did it go?
How did it go? How did it improve your fitness in the mountains? And like, how are you getting into the next summer? Are you going to keep with us? So, because we're getting to almost winter here, so running is going to end.
Yeah.
Start walking on mountains with skis, but we'll revisit next time.
Awesome.
Cool.
Hey man, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, take care.